One of the main reasons for infertility in up to 40% of women is tube blockage. The fallopian tubes being two very thin tubes through which the mature egg has to travel from the ovaries up to the uterus. If blockage occurs in one or both sides of these tubes, it results in infertility. And this is known as tubal factor infertility. I had a patient who was 32 and wishing to conceive, and having difficulty with her menstrual cycle. She had adhesions and scar tissue, more so just in one side than both sides, both tubes. In any case, she sought out treatment following Ayushakti program of herbs. Diet, lifestyle was really important for this particular patient because her occupation was very much aggravating her situation. And after 18 months of taking the herbs, following the diet, the lifestyle program, things started to shift for her, and ultimately the blockage cleared and she was fertile, she conceived, which is a great outcome. Her name was Lee. Yeah.
That's great.
So, Dr. Smita, how does blocked fallopian tubes and infertility create infertility from an Ayurvedic perspective?
Yeah, blocked fallopian tube, as you said, the matured egg has to be picked up by the fallopian tube, and that's where the sperm really enters and fertilization happens in the fallopian tube. And if it is blocked, then it doesn't pick up the matured egg, and then the semen sperm cannot really reach and fertilize the egg. So this is why there is infertility.
What causes blocked fallopian tubes?
Yeah, basically, as you know, the infections and inflammations are main reason for blocked fallopian tubes. So infections could be from gonorrhea or any sexually transmitted diseases, or it could be also if there is miscarriage and DNC has been done and still there is some infection left in the uterus, it can spread to the fallopian tube and then it can block the fallopian tube. In many countries, tuberculosis is also one of the main reasons, especially in India. And there, if the tuberculosis happens in the fallopian tube, then it can get blocked as well. Pelvic inflammatory process, which is a general pelvic inflammation and everything gets swollen because of that. Feel bloated always. That's another reason for tube blockage.
And how does Ayushakti treat tube blockage?
Yeah, that's a very important question. We have really remarkable results. And I remember there was one patient coming from Aurangabad, a gynecologist doctor, Dr. Patil. And she had tuberculosis infection which was treated by taking AKT. Because such bacterial infections, people come to us after treating them. But as you know, in spite of infection being treated, the scar tissue is still left and that keeps the fallopian tubes blocked. So this gynecologist already had AKT taken and tuberculosis was completely treated, and still in X-ray, hysterosalpingography typically, which is done to find out whether the tubes are blocked or not. In her X-rays, tubes were blocked right from the beginning. Corneal block, the first part from the uterus to the tube is known as cornea. And the last part, which is picking the egg from the ovary, is fimbria. And that's like 12 to 14 centimeters long. It's quite long actually.
Yes.
So it was blocked from the cornea, like practically whole tube was completely blocked. And I explained to her that we need to do this Infertox treatment, followed by diet, lifestyle and herbs, and she was completely willing to do it because she knew that she can't be helped otherwise.
So what is Infertox treatment and how does this work?
Yeah, this Infertox treatment is really a detoxifying treatment, basically which begins with melting, liquefying and moving toxins using many specific anti-block massage, internal oiling treatment so that it's the toxins which are dried, they are melted, they move out of the body, and first it comes to the digestive tract and then it's expelled out of the system. So in the tube block, as we discussed, there is always infection which has to be first treated properly, but still it doesn't open the tube. So Ayurvedically we need to open the tube properly, in which the internal flora of the tube is completely damaged because of this scar from the infection. So it's like when you have something very dried up and you keep pouring oil or water, slowly it becomes replenished and moisturized and functions again, becomes soft and supple and functions normally.
Yes.
Same principle applied to the tube blockage here, that we first do all the removal of the toxins and then with lots of very specific oil treatments internally and externally, we remove these toxins from the system, and then using enemas in which lots of herbal decoctions and oil, growth medicated oils are used, which specifically go there because a lot of oil enemas are given, that the body gets saturated with this oil and the tubes, they start becoming moist again, and they become more supple and soft and start functioning again. You will not believe me, this doctor that I am talking about, Dr. Patil, gynecologist, she did the Infertox treatment for 6 weeks. She stayed in Mumbai and she did that. And after that, I didn't advise her really, but after doing herbs and diet and something on her own, because she's very skeptical, being a doctor herself, she went for the hysterosalpingogram, X-ray again, and she was shocked because her tube was 75% open.
Wow.
After that, it showed in the X-ray, So I told her that you continue the same regimen of diet and certain small detox treatments every cycle, just before 10th day of the menstruation. So just before ovulation, and then it will clear up, and she just got pregnant after 3 months.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Dr. Smita.
Yeah.
And which herbs do you use with tube blockage?
Yeah, generally we use always suride, because that helps remove blockage in every area of the body. It helps metabolism, it helps with the inflammatory process, and it helps, softening the scar tissue. Then uretone, which is anti-inflammatory, very strong anti-inflammatory. So it removes all the swelling and water retention in the pelvic zone and particularly in the tube areas. And Granthi herb we also give high dose, so that scar tissue is reduced, because scar tissue is again the internal in the tube. That's really hardened muscular tissue,
Yes.
like cells hardened really.
Yes.
So Granthi herb has capacity to melt these fibrous cells and make it normal and soft over a period of time. So those three things are very remarkable.
Very remarkable.
Yeah.
And diet. What diet do you use?
In the herbs, D-Viro is another that we have to give. D-Viro, as you know, contains very powerful herbs to improve the immune system and fight any infection. Because there could be some left behind infection. We need to keep treating it. So D-Viro is also something that I always give as part of the. On the diet side, it's important to increase the immune system and remove the blockage and inflammation. So again, wheat, sour, fermented, yogurt, red meat and deep fried is complete no-no, because they increase inflammation and increase blockage very fast, very quickly. So this is very important to stop. Eat lots of vegetables, green vegetables, leafy vegetables, broccoli, squashes and pumpkin like zucchini, sukka, paddy pan. There are lots of different kinds of squashes available. Kale, bok choy is a nice one. On an Indian scenario, when Indian people have to eat, they should eat lots of lauki and turai, garka, padwar, spinach. These are the vegetables that really are anti-inflammatory. They remove swelling from the body. So lots of vegetables. So if you are taking whatever amount of food you take, 60 to 70% of this food should be vegetables, and 30% should be protein, which should contain mostly lots of moong, dal, sometimes occasionally chicken and fish is fine. So that's protein, and then maybe few teaspoons of rice or millet chapatis or bread made out of spelt, quinoa, millet, corn. These are fantastic things for really helping to reduce inflammation and improve the tube blockage. Truly.
This is remarkable. This is wonderful. And lifestyle, in addition to the diet, herbs and treatment, the lifestyle for tube blockage?
Yeah, lifestyle, one should always every day do exercise. People who have any inflammatory process in the body, it's important to always exercise. So running, swimming, jogging, and dancing and aerobic and everything, all kinds of workout which can burn calorie is very good. Yoga mudra, Paryankasana, Sarvangasana, Halasana, Anulom Vilom Pranayam and Kapalbhati. These are fantastic. They really create very good results in long term. So that's what I always recommend. People can also make a small home detox. On the 1st to 7th day of the cycle, they can just go on moong and vegetable diet and nothing else. No fruits, no chapati, no nothing. Only moong and vegetables in every form. From 1st day to 5th or 7th day of the cycle every month reduces inflammation very quickly.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Smita.
Yeah.
So these are really potent tools that are so accessible for everybody. As simple as working with diet to the monthly detox program, the lifestyle, the yoga, and you can experience the results of change and reverse tube blockage.